right, welcome everyone to the Hungus 8K Invitational Matchplay round of 32 live from Bayside Bowl here in Portland, Maine. I am your host, Frankie Avrillon. My co-host and best friend, King Ding Dong, is on our other stream we have going live on our Facebook page. So if you want to catch both streams, that's a good question. You can ask something. You can catch that stream on our Facebook page. Go to the Frankie and Ding Dong Show, like the page. You'll see the live stream from there. So we are using lanes 11 through 18 on this side. We have 8 matches on this side of the building, and we have 8 matches on the other side of the building. So we will run through those matchups for you shortly. On 11 and 12, we have Ian Fitzpatrick taking on Josh Corum. On 13 and 14, we have Evan Throw against Michael Fortier. On 15 and 16, we have Darren Borges taking on Robert Calabrese. And on 17 and 18, we have David Thomas and Michael Colby. So Fitzpatrick, Corum, Throw, Fortier, Borges, Calabrese, Thomas, Colby. Those are your 4 matchups on this side of the building. And all of our matchups are now underway. We are using a PBA-style format for the matches. The higher seed will start on the left lane for each match, and it is you bowl 1 frame, and then it's 2-2-2-2 the rest of the way out. I actually bowled the tournament yesterday. I bowled the first squad and tried using some resin equipment. I didn't have a bad look my first couple of games with the Columbia Power Torque Pearl, going even for the first 2. And then went to the other side of the building here. That was on the west side, the 1 through 8 side, and then moved to the east side and kind of struggled for a great luck with anything to really get the corner pins out. Threw some splits. Ended up actually struggling, minus 97 for the 2 games on this side. Missed the cut by a bunch. Ended up re-entering and went with no resin at all. The next squad used just a purple hammer. For all 4 games, and going plus 98 for the 4 games and grabbing a top 8 seed, which could earn me a 2-round bye into the round of 16. So this round here is a round of 32 matchups. And then the next round will be the winners of this will take on the bowlers who finished between 17 and 24, who had a first round bye, and so these winners will take on those higher seeds in the next round. So. Thank you for tuning in here on a Saturday morning. I will be popping in and out occasionally on this feed with you. It looks like Ian Fitzpatrick's using a purple hammer. The lefties that made the cut, for the most part, were using a lot of urethane. The righties were kind of a mixed bag. Some guys use urethane. I know I crossed with Justin Urbano in the morning, and he used urethane a lot on that squad, but had an up and down look with urethane, and he re-entered and actually improved his seed and made the cut from the second squad. There was a bunch of us that re-entered and actually bowled much better. Heartbreak Kid was one. He got a bye. He used a purple hammer, the second qualifying squad for all 4 games. Big high rev 2-hander. And I'll tell you, Ian Fitzpatrick looking really good over there against Josh Corum, taking an early 22-pin lead through 3 frames. Second squad yesterday, I was able to cross with one of the funnest crosses I've ever had. We had a lot of us bow powers, and we had Kyle Troop on our pair yesterday. Kyle is just a fantastic person, just a lot of fun, great bowler, our defending PBA Player of the Year. Just won the PBA playoffs last Sunday. But he actually missed the cut in this tournament. He had a really bad game 4 that kind of cost him the cut. And David Thomas, he really gets on the ball. There's Brooklyn for Calabrese on 15, so he takes a 10-pin lead over Borges. Evan Throw with a beautiful shot there on 13. Evan throws a really nice ball. And him and Michael Forty are dead even right now through 2.5 frames. Josh Corum having a hard time finding a look on 11 and 12. He splits for the second straight time on lane 12. And there's David Thomas. He takes a 20-pin lead in that matchup over Michael Colby. Yeah, purple pair looked good for me yesterday for the 4 games. I ended up going plus 98, second squad. I'm gonna head down with you. I'll walk around a little bit. I don't have to stay here the whole time, so just grab my coffee. Be right back, folks. All right, folks, we're back. Had to make a little trip down to the pro shop and open out a thumb hole for Mr. Tommy Guns. So let's catch you up on what's going on here. If you can't see all the scores because we can't quite get the score sheets on 11 and 12 and 17 and 18, you can obviously see the ones from 13 through 16. We have Evan Throw right now with an 18-pin lead, can extend that to 28. And does not, but gets out of trouble, so he'll keep that 18-pin lead through 8 frames with a spare. And in the Calabrese-Borges match, we have Calabrese with a 7-pin lead with a spare up in the 9th, but Borges does have a strike in the 9th, so he kind of controls his own destiny. And in the Quorum Fitzpatrick match, that first game is pretty much over. We have Fitzpatrick with a 64-pin lead with 3 frames to go. I think Josh is going to just try to find something for game 2 at this point. All right, we have one of the matches in the books here. It looks like David Thomas, not the founder of Wendy's, I don't think, because he's no longer on this earth, but the bowler David Thomas with a 224, and he will take a 1-0 lead on Michael Colby, who the best he can do with a strike here in the 10th is 181. So wow, we had a thumb issue there on that one for Calabrese. And Darren Borges now looking like he just needs a mark and 6 pins to win this game now. So a mark and 6 pins. Boy, Evan throws such a nice ball. I'm watching him bowl. So definitely not over yet. You know, Darren leaving a little 6-9 combo there. It's one that you can chop if you're not careful. Darren's a really good spare shooter. It's funny, Darren used an OG original Radical Swatch Pearl. Josh Corum comes in high for a 4-9, so he's having all kinds of ball reaction problems on that right lane. You look, he went 7 split, 8 split, 9 spare, 8 split, 8 split. So Darren did cover that spare, and so 6 pins here will get him to win this game. Michael Fortier, he gets 2 on the split, so he sits at 164 in the 9th. So that match is going to be, not the match, but the game is pretty much over there. As, yeah, Josh Corum just shooting a strike ball right there because that game is over. Ian Fitzpatrick will go up 1-0 there. So Michael Fortier, if he strikes out for 194, yeah, whoever was on the left, whoever finished the left lane will start the match. You know what I mean? The next game. So same thing. Whoever finished on the left lane, that first game will start the next match. Yep. Michael, nice set yesterday, by the way. Awesome qualifying set. What did you end up using during qualifying? Yep. Yeah. That's awesome. So Josh goes ditch 9 in the 10th for 125. It's irrelevant. So at least Michael Fortier here, if he strikes out, he at least forces Evan to keep the ball in the lane. So looks like Ian going to a Pink Widow, that looked really, really not good for him right there. That purple hammer looked awesome, but that pink, I think, was just too big of a core. Too much cover. Definitely interesting combination. But we'll see. He might just move out, try to play it closer to the gutter, see what happens. And that's exactly what he does. That one goes in and chunks off the 139 on that. But it doesn't matter. He wins it 208 to 125 and to go up 1-0. And Michael Fortier, 7 count, now pretty much makes it irrelevant. Gives him a 191 finish. And all Evan needs to do is just keep the ball in the lane, and he will take a 1-0 lead after 1. And that's enough right there. 6 pins is more than enough. Even if he misses it, he's at 195. So Evan will go up 1-0 on Michael Fortier. So that match is just about done with game 1. The other matches are moving right along. That was a nice shot by Mr. Calabrese on lane 16. And so he has a 10-pin deficit after 2 to Darren Borges. Evan throw converts to spare. I wouldn't be surprised if he gives something else a look here on the fill ball. It would make sense to, if he can get an idea of what other stuff is playing at. And it looks like that's exactly what he's going to do. Going back to another bag that he has in behind the pair. That's what I would do. That was dead left, but he gets the strike. So, Ian Fitzpatrick goes 7-0 to start his next game against Josh Corum, who started with a strike. So Josh actually takes the lead right now by 3 pins after 1 frame. Darren Borges, he goes Brooklyn for a strike. And wow, Evan Throw looked really good on that ball change. I think that might be something that he actually goes to. It looks like that is going to be the case as he's taking his other one off the rack. And that looked really good for him. I believe he went to a Tour Emerald. Not seeing too many ASIMs on this pattern, this 36-foot phase 1 pattern. There's only about 20.5 mils volume total. So not a lot of hold inside. The outsides are playing fairly flat, which is why I think the urethane looked better on the left without the traffic over there to break it down. The urethane kind of helps blend it a little bit better. Thank you everyone who's tuning in on the broadcast today. I am Frankie Avalon, for anyone just tuning in. I'll be with you for this round and probably a little bit of next round, but I'm probably going to go down and throw a little bit of practice in between while the second round is going on, because I got a 2-round bye. So just hanging out with you here on a Sunday morning. There's Josh Corum coming in for a strike, so he now takes a 23-pin lead after 2. And he's kind of doing to Ian what Ian did to him the first game when Josh struggled out of the gate, and that's just throw strikes and help get your opponent behind. So Evan missing a little right on that one, but getting the recovery, and I think that he's very happy with that ball change because it gave him a few boards to work with. And Josh Corum starting with a 3-bagger, so he'll extend that lead to 33 pins. And Michael Colby with a double trying to scratch his way back into that match. He right now is down 5 pins, but with that double takes a 5-pin lead. So he has a 5-pin lead through 5. Let's see if Mr. Thomas can stay pace. Ooh. So a 2-4-8-10 for Mr. Thomas on 18. It looks like he thought that was going to hook and just never moved. So we'll see what happens there. Evan missing dead left on that one. Could have been kind of a unplanned adjustment.
Hasn't let go of it on that one.
Brian Calabrese with a Brooklyn strike there, and a few Brooklyns in this match between him and Darren Borges. Again, those middles are cooking, so you definitely can't miss in or she's going to go on you. So Ian Fitzpatrick throwing the double up to get clawed back within 23. Let's see what Evan does on the spare. He chunks one off, so that will give Michael Fortier a chance as Darren Borges almost leaves the pocket 7-10, a Bayside favorite. At least of mine. I've left a few in this building. I left one yesterday. Actually, I think I left two yesterday, but one in each squad. One in the early squad and one in the late squad. Michael Fortier playing polished resin on the outside part of that lane, and that's a tough way to make a living. What I found yesterday, I tried using my sneak attack up there and the power torque pearl, and you would have those situations where, good try there by Michael, cutting it just a hair thin on that 2-4-10. So we have an even match after two, but getting back to the point of using the polished resin from the outside, I want to say it might be an ASIM. It looks like an RSTX2 that he's using up the outside. Oh, that was dead left by Darren. Eagles runaway Brooklyn for a 9 count, so. And so that kind of gets to my point of what happens with the resin from the outside is if you try to get around it a little bit, it stands up and it just doesn't want to recover like his one did for the 2-4-10. You try to stand on top of it and kind of jam it, and it just hooks immediately. So unless you're using a real high RG, low diff, symmetric, or urethane, which kind of blends it out better, I think that's kind of your two best looks, to be honest with you. Wow, and I have no idea how Michael got the 9-pin out on that 3-6-9-10, but he does. So he keeps an even match through 3 frames. Josh Corum catching kind of a bad break on that hit. 32-pin lead right now. If Ian could step up and make this 22 with a strike. And David Thomas making the adjustment on 18 this time after the split last time, but coming in light for a 9 count. So he is down right now at 19 pins. Ian wrapping a 7-pin, and Ian's been having all kinds of problems with that left-hand spare. He missed a 7-pin last match. Completely flagged a 4-7-10 later on in the match. So it'll be interesting to see if he can make this corner pin here, because he was having problems with it earlier. A lot of talent in this building. Corey Umbrillo led qualifying with a +149. We had Eric Copping was second, +138. Nathan LaJoy third, +122. Michael Martell +118 yesterday. Chris Vialli +118. Tyler Perry +109. Myself +98, and Shane McFarland +92. Those are your top 8 that earned the 2-round bye for today's tournament. Ooh, so David Thomas now chopping that spare, and that looks like we're going to go to game 3, 1 apiece in that matchup. And Ian Fitzpatrick, who made the 7-pin, then comes back and strikes, so he'll still be down 32 to Josh Corum halfway through that game. So Evan Throw with a strike. He'll stay even in his match against Michael Fortier, and then Brian Calabrese, who has had all kinds of problems on the left-hand lane today. Goes big 4 there. Josh Corum looking really good right now. Front 4, kind of a rack 7-pin and a spare, and then strikes in the 6 frame. So Brian gets 2 on that spare. So Michael Colby, just as we say, that game was probably over. It goes 6-1 in the 9th, and now a 6 count in the 10th. He has to make this to shut out David Thomas. And Darren Borges, wow, we need a score change on that. So. Darren's got it. So Darren's going to change that to an 8 count. It looked like a 6 count split there first, but gets the 2 out. That's a huge break there. And Michael Colby makes the spare, making the bucket, which is not an easy spare to make to have to lock up a game. But now he just needs 4 pins, and he'll just throw right down the middle. All right, so they will go to game 3 over there, tied 1 apiece. And I'm guessing David Thomas will probably make a ball switch here just to try something different. Darren Borges right now sitting on a 22-pin lead through 7. Ian Fitzpatrick with a nice double there. So he's struck 4 out of the last 5. Josh Corum covering that 6 count split, which didn't cost him any on pin count. But right now, it's a 23-pin lead. If Ian strikes here in the 8th, that's going to be a 13-pin match. So that's where we're going to sit right there. So David Thomas tried a different piece over there. Went right, washout. Let's see what Darren Borges does here. Much better shot on 15 that time. Last time he went Brooklyn for a 5-pin. And this time he strikes. 22-pin lead. Ian Fitzpatrick putting the heat back on Josh Corum now, cutting that lead down to 13. Evan Throw and Michael Fortier in the biggest battle right now. That's an even match through 5. Evan Throw won game 1, so Michael's going to have to make a comeback here to get back in that match. Let's see if Josh Corum can stay on it. And he goes high for a 4-7-10. That is crucial right there. That is a big miss that will allow Ian Fitzpatrick to get right back in this match and actually possibly take the lead if he does not convert. Just calling the action here live on our YouTube page. Whoa. Evan Throw missing really far right that time, but still getting a 9 count. So I think he'll be pretty happy with that. Let's see if Josh Corum can make some magic here and convert this split. Ooh. So Josh gets 1. So he's sitting at 174. Best he can do if he strikes out. 9th and 10th is 234. And Ian Fitzpatrick can go 246. So Ian pretty much his own destiny. And Darren Borges just tossing wood around like Peter North out there. So he's pretty much locked this one up. He's got a 43-pin lead going into the 10th. So unless he trips and falls and throws 2 in the middle. That's a pretty good shot by Josh. Nice comeback shot after that one. That little softy on lane 12 in the 8th frame. Gives himself a chance in the 10th. Michael still trying to jam that ace in. Moved in with it. Still tried to jam it. Did not work. But we still have an even match there, you know, because neither guy can strike right now. And Michael Colby sails one out. So Darren Borges locks up this match. He will move on to the next round. And we can start crossing off names here. Robert Calabrese is now done. He loses to Darren Borges. Moves on. Sorry, folks. I'm a little tired this morning. A long night.
We had to grind out 8 games yesterday, and then stay up until 1.
Yeah. Playing arcade games and drinking alcohol, and then Michael Fortier again. I hate the look that he has out there right now with that ball. I Just not a fan of that polished asymmetric on 13 and 14. 2 over under. And Darren Borges goes 234. He will win this one 2 games to none, and he will advance to the round of 24. Michael Fortier, wow, he almost made that missing the head pin by knocking a pin out. And that would have been the first time I would have ever seen the washout made without hitting the head pin on it. He hit the 2-8 and drove one of them over into the 10 pin, and the 10 pin came forward and almost hit the head pin. So, all right, so here's a scenario. Ian Fitzpatrick did not strike in the 10th. Best he can do is 225. Pin count's actually pretty critical here. If he gets at least 9, he's going to force Josh Corum to double to beat him. Anything less than that, Josh could go strike 9 spare to tie, or who knows, anything less than an 8 count here by Ian means Josh can just go strike 9 spare to win this game and then force a game 3. So that's a pretty big pin count. All right, so that right there, 225 in the books for Ian Fitzpatrick. He will force Josh Corum to double on what's arguably been Josh's worst lane. Remember the first game struggles he had here. He split, I think, 4 times and 5 shots on that lane. 8th frame, last time up on this lane, he split again. So, 5 splits on that one lane in 2 games. We'll see if he can make the adjustment. I think the last one was just a hair soft. So now Evan Throw, after Michael Fortier goes 9-0-6-3, comes up after the strike in the 7th and splits the 8th. Here's a big shot for Josh. Gets the 10 pin out. I was a little worried if that would actually get the corner pin out on that shot, but Josh needs a strike here. Anything less than a strike by Josh means that Ian will move on 2 games to none to the next round. Josh needs a strike to force a game 3. Michael Colby coming in heavy for a 9 pin on a double, so he'll actually have a 2 pin lead over David Thomas through 4. Joshy in on that one. That was left. Oh, and it held. Nice shot by Josh Corum. Now he just needs 2 pins to force a game 3. Michael Fortier kind of split the difference. Instead of going way out where he was a few frames ago or way in where he was last time, this time he goes right around 6-7 board. And staying with that polished asim. Right now he's down 8 pins to Evan Throw. Again, Michael has to win this one to force a game 3. And we'll see. Josh just needs to keep it on the lane here. He throws it right down the middle. And we will have a game 3 on 11 and 12. And in our other match, that's in game 3 already. David Thomas, 75 in the 4th. He's down 2 pins to Michael Colby. Michael Fortier coming in high. Again, not any miss room at all. Like, he has 0 miss room on that pair of lanes from where he's playing it. So that goes high for a 3-6-10. So he will still be down 8 pins at least, unless he misses a spare. Ian Fitzpatrick with a little shaker 10 pin there and lost something out of his pocket. That's dead right. That's a miss. Yeah, so now that he's in dire straits now. Michael is 133 in the 9th. Best he can do is 163. So as long as Evan stays clean the next 2 frames, he will advance. But again, that's saying a lot right now on this pair of lanes, because it's definitely not a high-scoring game. We'll see what Evan does here. Probably his better lane of the 2. And he strikes, throws a great shot there. Now he needs any mark in the 10th, locks it up, and open, still gives Michael a chance to win this thing in the 10th. Ooh, Michael Colby playing the loft shot there on lane 18 and gets it, and he retains his 2-pin lead over David Thomas, both bowlers with a strike in the 6th. Fast-paced bowling action. Pretty good shot by Evan there. And that's enough. That will lock up the match. So we can cross off Michael Fortier. And throw. We'll move on. Ooh, Josh Forum looks like he's stuck on that one, and he goes 8-0. So each game, the bowler, now that might not be a predictor of the whole thing, but the bowler that opened in the first frame lost the game. First game, Josh started with an open, he lost. Second game, Ian started with an open, he lost. So
It's a whole game.
it is. Well, it's best of 3, so you need to get 2 wins, 2 out of 3. So Evan has locked this one up. So he's using a symmetric curl, but he's playing further in with more ball speed. Josh wraps a 10-pin. And that's a horrible looking rack on lane 12. I don't think anyone would ever want to shoot that. Michael Fortier changing balls to urethane. That looked way better, though. I mean, whatever that was for a ball looked way better for him down lane than what he had. What's that? Yeah, that's that was a big double there by David Thomas. A strike by David Thomas. So he had 135 in the 7th with a strike up, but he's down 12 right now to Colby, who can make it 22 points here in the 9th with a strike. I think that's might be almost looks like a gold rhino or something. Try to throw like old school. Probably isn't, but except for Michael Fortier, but it looks like it. It has that lighter gold color. Can't tell. Yeah, it is. Old Rhino Pro, gold Rhino Pro. I know my bowling ball colors. Yeah. Again, that's a symmetric pearl, older symmetric pearl, that's a lower differential ball. Michael Colby chunking off 2 on that. And so now he's in trouble. All of a sudden, he had a 12-pin lead that evaporated into a deficit of 6 pins. Yeah, how's Hungus? Let me know how the Hungus stuff trust match is going. All right, Ian Fitzpatrick up on lane 11. Great shot there. So he takes a 22-pin lead after 3. So, it's been a battle of one bowler taking massive leads over the other very early on and forcing the other bowler to play catch-up. Great shot there by Josh Forum. Trying to get back in this match. Again, down 22 through 3. David Thomas now, if he strikes here in the 9th, can almost end this thing. He moves in. Are they going to game 3? Is it 1-1? All right, so Carl Hungus, the man who brought this tournament alive, is in a battle 1-1 with Stuff Trust going into game 3 on the other side of the building. You can catch the action on the Frankie and Ding Dong Show channel on Facebook. Share that up to your pages. Get as many eyes on that as possible. We do have our man Kyle Troop here in the building hanging out. Kyle missed the cut yesterday, but I had a lot of fun bowling with Kyle, defending PBA Player of the Year, PBA Playoff Champion from last weekend. Phenomenal dude. Really had a lot of fun bowling with him yesterday. Ooh, that was right. Oh, and it held for Ian. So him and Josh both had shots, I think, got in on that lane, but they held. So Ian now doesn't extend the lead. He keeps the lead at 22 pins. Both bowlers with strikes working. So David Thomas, as you can tell, not happy with his ball reaction on that one. But he leaves a 10-pin. He needs to compose himself and make this fair here, because the worst thing he could do would be to flag this and give it right back to Michael Foley. He makes it, and so that's going to force, well, we'll see what he does for pin count here. Best he can do is 194. very least, Michael Colby's going to need at least the first strike and good pin count to win this match. As soon as we get... David just throwing it down the middle just to get good pin count. So 194 is what he finishes with. So Michael Colby will get a strike. A strike and 8. Strike and 8 locks it up for Michael Colby. Let's see what happens here. He was open last time on this lane. And he splits, and that is going to end it. And David Thomas will move on. So Michael Colby is eliminated. And David Thomas, the lower seed, will move on. And so that is a 194 to 175 finish. And we'll just turn our attention right over to the Corum Fitzpatrick match. That is the only match going on right now. So. All right. So we have that going on exclusively on the Josh Corum and Fitzpatrick one. Josh Corum coming in light for a 2-4-8-10, and honestly, being down right now significantly, he has to make this. If he doesn't make this, this match could be over with 4 frames to go. And he wiggles the 10 on it, gets 3, 102 in the 6th. Now in big trouble for Josh.
Strikes to an 8 spare strike.
Okay. The other matches all done over there, or are they still going?
There's one other one going on.
Boy, Ian with a nice shot there. He's going to put the hammer down. He's got a 47-pin lead. He's going to extend that out to 57. He strikes here in the 7th. This match is pretty much over. Good. I'm fine. Feel great. No.
Do you really want a shot now?
No. I'm going to get a cup of coffee in a few minutes. I definitely need a cup.
Coffee brand.
No. Maybe in the next round. Yeah. Yeah, it looks good. I mean, it blends the pattern out. I watched this match here, Evan throw against Michael Fortier, and Michael was trying to use a polished ace, and it looked terrible. And
Do you know who that guy is?
going up right now, lefty Ian Fitzpatrick, very good player. He throws it good. Yeah, purple hammer. No surprise.
So his reaction did not good.
Yeah, and he even tried a Black Widow urethane, the pink one, and that was just too early. Like, big, it's an asymmetric force, so it's going to want to start anyways. They flare a lot, and too much flare gets you kind of in trouble. Even the urethane can give you a little bit of over-under.
Oh, he's swinging. Yeah, it's a tough pattern. You look really good at the end.
Well, hopefully I can look good today, It's,
hey, you're guaranteed good money.
right. Just throw one shot at a time, see what happens. No idea how I'll be bowling yet, but it'll be fun.
You won't have us heathens distracting you. So.
That was a good distraction. Maybe I can have you guys behind my legs whooping and hollering. So
I know it is so much fun. I've never had so much fun losing that much money.
it was. I'll tell you what. Yesterday was an absolute blast. Then we, went on the roof. We went to Arcadia afterward. Hung out there for an hour or two.
Nice.
Kyle came and hung out. We had just a good time. It was fun. We had a good night.
Did you bring him to Arcadia?
Yeah.
You did?
Yeah. It was good.
You're in the Ford City Music Hall space. So it's like
It is.
2 floors now.
Yep. Yeah. It's nice in there. If you haven't been in there, you should check it out.
No,
It's
I
pretty
haven't
cool.
been in since the pandemic.
I love the old school games. I was playing, Double Dragon and
Nice.
NBA Jam, and we played a bunch of skee ball and the hoops game and all that stuff. So
Yeah, the old Ninja Turtles game, the old school.
yeah, it's probably there. I played some pinball, some old pinball games. It's nice because like literally every game is only a quarter. So it's not like you have to spend a ton of money. You can friggin' take $5 out and play all night. So
Who do you have as a favorite for this?
I sit next to me, Michael Martell, the player. He was on the draft list for the guy who was second over for radio. He's lefty, really good. He'll be using their thing today.
He's on the draft list.
Yeah, he was on the draft list. Yeah, good player. Corey Umbrillo, another lefty who left the field yesterday, is someone. I would never count Chris Vialli out, who's a phenomenal player. Either of the LaJoys, Nathan or Cedric, phenomenal. You got Buck. I mean, you got
Hampshire games or
from all over, all over New England, like Massachusetts. I don't know where he lives, honestly. I'm not so sure. All right, so just updating everyone on the Corum Fitzpatrick match. There isn't much to update. Ian is putting the hurt on, even though he missed 7-pin there. It's kind of academic, but we'll make the score correct. 187 gives him a 58-pin lead with 2 frames to go. 58-pin lead, 2 frames to go. Ozzy, I love you. So Ian just kind of throwing it out there now. It doesn't matter. The best Josh can do is 189. Ian locked it up with a 193, even if he went 0-0-0 the next 3 balls. So we're going to be cutting this feed here, and we will set you guys up with another feed going for the round of 24, which will be on this side of the building and the other side of the building. If you want to catch the action on our Facebook page, go to the Frankie and Ding Dong Show, subscribe. The live stream will be up there for the round of 24 soon. So Ian Fitzpatrick takes out Josh Corum. So there's your 4 winners. The 4 winners here are Ian Fitzpatrick, Evan Throw, Darren Borges, David Thomas. And we will get you the matchups here for the next round very shortly as we finish up the last couple of shots here. So Josh and Ian just kind of playing out the string right now, getting things kind of where they want to be. And there it is. Ian's going to be in the 220s. Josh finishes with 157, and not that that matters any because we're not doing total pins here. So, all right, after this last shot by Ian, we'll cut the feed, and we'll get you guys set up for the next round very shortly. So now the winners of this round will wait to find out what their opponents decide to do with where they want to bowl next round. The higher seed gets choice of pair.
Good luck today.
Yeah, you too, buddy. Good luck this round. All right, so that ends this round of 24. We'll get things reset here. Round of 32, excuse me. We'll get things re-going for the round of 24 here in just a few moments. Stay tuned.